good, YouTube? Let's talking. Let's get straight to it, man. Now, the first thing I'm like, so I'm on. I'm using the nine blue light one shots. I think I got it on Waves, like for free. Like Waves, they have samples, and then they also have like one shots that you can download. And then I remember I was going through these sounds. I was going through these sounds, and I'm like, I found these two plugs. So I was just scrolling and then I found this and the the plug right below it. So I'm like, I was just scrolling through it and this was the idea. Just going up and down. So I'm like, okay, this sounds fire. And then I did exactly that. So as you can see, these are the two plugs and that's what I did. This is what it sounds like. And it just goes over and over again, same thing throughout the entire sample. We're working on 123 BPM. You know what's funny? I was thinking, I'm like, this simple, basic ass melody, I can just easily add drums to this and like listen to it. Man, you can probably add like crazy drums on this. And the funny part, I was thinking about this. I'm like, you know how it's funny, man. Life is funny because I can easily add drums to this, and this might even be the beat that gets placed. You ever like noticed how the beats that usually get placed are like the simplest beats on the planet, bro? I can easily add drums to this, it'll go crazy, and it might even be the beat that gets placed. But yeah, man, that's just a thought that I had. But moving on to the second thing, after I laid that pluck pattern, I got on to. So I was messing around with my voice. Uh, I had a melody idea. Immediately after I laid the plugs, I had a melody idea, and then I'm gonna play it. This is just me using my voice. At first, I'm like, I want to find like a string or something to like lay my idea, but I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just use my voice? You know, you guys know me. You've seen my previous videos. I love using my voice because I do think like your voice is your instrument. You know, and people don't use it enough. And then this is what it sounds like without effects. And then it just repeats. Now I pitched, this is just my vocal dry. I pitched it up like 1200 cents. And then I have on auto tune. The scale is, the key is C minor. And then the retune speed is very fast. I have on tape echo. And I got on J37, the electric guitar. And then I have on cymatics origin. Now with effects, this is what it sounds like. Sounds fire. Then moving on to the third thing, I used the synth one shot. It's like a stab, you know. And I did exactly that. So this is what it sounds like, the three sounds so far: the stab, the vocal, and the pluck petting. Now I want to say at the end I ended up pitching the whole sample like 7 semitones down, I think so. So now we are hearing it before I pitched it down seven semitones. But as you can tell, it's coming together. It's coming together. And then I have the fourth thing, which in this case I used the DSK brass. And again, it's just following a simple pattern. It's like two notes, a C and a G. So this is what it sounds like. It's very simple, and it's only coming in from like only here. I didn't start with it, but it's only coming in around the second section, the B section. Now moving on to the fifth thing, I think I added these vocals. I panned it to the left 32%, and then I have these. It's like a vox as well. I didn't pan this one, so I have two of them right here, and then I have this vocal here, and then here as well. This is what they sound like. I felt like they added that vibe that I wanted, especially for these kinds of samples. You want to keep it like simple, having a bit of stabs here, plucks there, but altogether, like these sounds, they need to complement each other. So I wasn't trying to do too much, but at the same time, I was trying to add a lot because I knew I was going to pitch it down. And that act of pitching down using like sound shifter also adds its own character on its own. So, and then now moving on to the next thing, which I used SQ8L. The plugin is SQ8L, and I used the YEP preset, and it sounds like this. Now I'm like, okay, I have the vibe, I have the rhythm going. I want some notes that can follow in the scale. If that makes sense. Adding that a little bit of vibe to get you going. Nice and simple, but it does add a lot to the sample. And then moving on to another thing, which I have on the brass. I forgot to mention this, but on the brass I only have magic dice. Yes, I only have magic dice, and then for the YEP, the SQ8 8L, I have nothing on it. And now moving to decent sampler, I have the Milk Boy organ. Now I used this organ as more of like a bass, pitching it down seven semitones. It sounds like a bass. So that was my intention with the organ. I wasn't trying to come up with like a fancy pattern or whatever. Then let me go through it. And then I have this one shot. It's coming in at like different parts. It's like you see only here and here as well. The last thing for the first part, which is I think I used decent sampler again, but in this case I used the Lewis E-Pile violin. So as you can tell, I didn't want to repeat this pattern. So instead, like I made them short, a bit of having that stab nature to them and higher octave as well. Because I wanted it to be different instead of just being repetitive. Like have this section coming in again here. I think it would sound too repetitive. So I felt like this added a new kind of bounce to it. It added to the original bounce, and it felt nice. The same violin for the B section, as you can see here, I only have two notes and I have it playing throughout because I want variation. I don't want the violin to be doing the same thing over and over again, especially if I have a lot of plucks that are doing a lot of repetition, a lot of going back and forth. So I wanted the violin to be a bit of a different vibe. So it's just doing that, two notes. Then, because this part is the first part, the A section, and then going on to the B section, which I broke down some of the elements. But another thing is these one shots that are coming in the B section. And then I also have a bit of keys going on. I used Piano Tech for these keys. Now it's just, I think it's just this pattern, but I duplicated it and then pitched it up. So it's just these notes. It's a simple pattern, but I replicated it. And as you can see, I made a shift on the above pattern right here. So it's not hitting at the same time as the one below. It creates that I don't know, that sound that you guys just heard. And then I have it on channel 6. On channel 6, I have one going through the tape echo. I have a parametric EQ to cut a bit of the mid and the high mids. And I have on a compressor to kind of have control of it a bit more. And then I have reverb on. Yeah. And then this is what the entire first section and A section and B section sounds like. And then this part right here, I took out majority of the things. There aren't any new sounds. It's just the first, the two plugs in the beginning, then the vocal kind of continuing into this mini section. Then I have this one shot again, the stab coming in, and then I have at the end of this mini section, I have then this one shot coming in right here. So it kind of gives it like a break, a cool down, and then we move into this section which there aren't any new sounds that I've added at this point. It's just these sounds, but arranging the sample in such a way that producers can flip it, give them new inspiration, and so on. So for now, for this part, and then I have these keys going back in. I only have like a few sounds going in without the keys and the violin here, and without this one shot. And then here I have the keys coming back in, and then the violin also coming back in, and then with the keys, and then the plug, and then I'm taking out the stab in the end. So this is what it sounds like. Yeah, and that's the sample, like I said. So on the master, I have on J37, and I took out the sound shifter, but I had sound shifter on, and then again I pitched everything down 7 semitones. So now it sounds like this. Yeah, sounds incredible. And I'm like, I was inspired by the sample immediately. Then I added some drums, which on the next part, I'm going to show you what I did with the sample. I added some drums. And then now I have on like the drums, which is still the sample. I don't have any arrangement or anything, but I added some drums to this. I got on the transition on, and then this is what the drums sound like. So, like hard hitting drums. The first thing I have is the kick. So I have this kick. So I have two kicks on here, but then the first one is I don't know. I liked the fact that it started like this because I feel like it gives it that aggression that's necessary instead of just with one kick. And then I have the snare now coming in. And I got the hi-hat. I don't want to do like rolls or anything. Got on. It's coming in together, and I have another kick. And then they're kind of going back and forth. It's like a call and response kind of kick. They sound different. You can hear they sound different, but they sound fire together. So yeah, sounds fire. I guess you can say this kick is a bit loud, but I intentionally wanted to make it a bit louder than the first one. Then I have like an open head. So it's only coming in like once. Then I got on this triangle pick. I got on another hi-hat. It's just following the initial hi-hat. I wanted to boost the first hi-hat to give it more oomph. And then now the last thing coming into another open head. So it's two open heads. Yeah, I wanted to also break down that part. I can work on the arrangement, but yeah, those are the drums, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play the final thing with the drums. Yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching once again. More videos on the way. 100 subscribers, man. I'm grateful. It's crazy numbers, man. But thank you for watching once again. Peace out, man. It's your boy Nimbo. I'm gonna play it for you guys, and then that's it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.